Hello, I'm Jeannie Schmidt, and I am so glad to be with you today. I just want to share a short little topic about 3 ways to recharge your spiritual life. Most experts agree that writing out your to do list helps you lower anxiety, keeps you focused, and increases productivity. But do those to do lists drill down into the weeds of life and accidentally keep us from high level, big picture, soul feeding, helpful habits for our lives? Do your to do lists distract you from important ways to recharge your spiritual life? It's certainly possible. Don't get me wrong, I make lists. If I don't, I forget things all the time. And the thought of keeping the grocery store list in my brain while I'm going through the store and just picking up groceries, that's kind of crazy. I would return home with all the ingredients for dinner except the main course. I'm sure of it. So I am not bashing list making, and I don't plan to stop making lists. But I wonder if there is possibility to forget the big goals when I'm checking off the small ones. Because I know this potential exists, and also because I like the simple things in life, I'd like to encourage you and me to remember these 3 often overlooked ways to recharge your spiritual life. The first one is time with caring and wise friends. Do you have a friend who just seems to get you? They know you, sometimes better than you know yourself. Do you share enough of yourself that others begin to know you so they can care for you? I'm fortunate to have friends like this. One friend knows I love baseball so much that she accumulated her season ticket points with the Salem Red Sox, and she surprised me with the honor of calling players to the plate for 3 innings. It was a special memory I will never forget. I had such a blast. Now, it can be scary to let someone know the real you, but until you do, no one can truly bless you if they don't know you. The second point is to get out in nature. Now, that may sound simple, so you may be tempted to ignore it, but I'd like you to schedule, yes, you can put it on a list, some time to just be in nature. I'm not talking about walking to the mailbox. I'm suggesting some dedicated time to hear the birds, stare at the sky, and wonder at the variety around you. Spending time in nature is one of the ways I connect with God. I am blessed to live in a beautiful location, surrounded by woods and God's creation. Hummingbirds, turtle doves, wrens, and so many other birds brighten my day as they feast on the seed and the nectar we leave for them. You cannot experience too much of God's beauty and His creation. Set aside some time to recharge in nature. The third point is to spell it out. Now notice, I didn't title this way to recharge your spiritual life, journal, because I know you've heard that before. I hear people talking about journaling, and I always thought it was a good idea. And then when I really did start doing it, I found that it did recharge me. My journal is one of my lifelines to God. It's where I dump the hard things of life, celebrate the good, and listen for His voice. Sometimes God is quiet, and sometimes He's loud, and sometimes He's somewhere in between for me. Writing things down makes it real for me, like the day the doctor called with my first cancer diagnosis. We sat there, Dave and I, and we wrote it down. I knew if I didn't put pen to paper, the words might just fly away. My times with God are very similar. I don't want to miss or forget a thing. Sometimes I journal like a student taking notes in preparation for a big exam. I'm trying to get my thoughts down and get it all out of my head so I can see what I've got to work with and find a way to make my swirling thoughts more concrete. I'd add my voice to the chorus of others encouraging you and me to journal. It really will recharge you. It's a great plug-in and power-up to clear your mind, listen to God, and leave it at the foot of the cross. And you know what? None of this has to be fancy. Now, I know these 3 ways to recharge your spiritual life aren't rocket science. They're simple, and I'm okay with that. I like the simple things of life. But I also don't want to miss out on making time for those simple things as life seems to get busier and busier. Spending time in nature with wise and loving friends and writing in my journal recharges me. They connect me to our God, and I can never get enough of that. You can never get enough of our big God. If you think you'd enjoy daily encouragement for growing closer to God or weathering the rough seas of life, please follow me on Instagram or Facebook. I'd be honored to have my verses, quotes, artwork, blogs, and things I'm sharing about God to be your journal prompt for the day. And if you're looking for ways to fit these 3 ways to recharge your spiritual life into your day and into your life, I'd love to chat about that. You can contact me on my website at jeannieschmidt.com. That's JEAN as in Nancy, N as in Nancy, IE, SCH, M as in Mary, D as in David, T as in Tom.com. Plug in and recharge. You can do it. I'll see you next time.